So last year, the US Mint decided to switch the design of the American Gold Eagle for the very first time. And since they've never missed an opportunity to money grab, they went ahead and submitted the very last Type 1 and the very first Type 2 Eagles to Stack's Bowers to auction off. And you wouldn't believe the price. The very last Type 1 Gold Eagle to be produced commanded over $75,000, and the very first Type 2, $100,000. So of course that got me thinking just how many American Gold Eagles have been produced since they started being minted in 1986. And of course I went down a rabbit hole and decided to answer every other possible question about American Gold Eagles. What are the mintages by every year? How many coins were made in each denomination? Like, did you know that 20% of all half-ounce gold eagles ever were minted in 1986? No, you probably didn't know that. So this information is actually going to help you make smarter decisions when it comes to which gold eagles to buy. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So first of all, I collected all of the mintage data from the US Mint's website for the years 1986 through 2021. That's 36 years of American Gold Eagle production. And we just kept it in mint state coins, so no proofs, West Point, anything like that. And one last caveat, American Gold Eagles are just bullion coins. Yeah, they're government backed. Yeah, there might be some numismatic value to some of these, but in general, they're just traded as if they're bullion, so a gold eagle's a gold eagle. But we can still have some fun, right? So let's go ahead and look at some fun facts about the old classic American Gold Eagle. So in the 36 years between 1986 and 2021, over 25 million troy ounces of gold have been minted into these United States Eagles. And so on an average year, that comes in just under 700,000 troy ounces. But in a median year, so a run-of-the-mill year, it's about 500,000 troy ounces. Now, the maximum amount in a given year was over 2 million ounces, and that was in 1999. But as recently as 2019, only 150,000 troy ounces were minted into American Gold Eagles. And now, as most of us know, the American Gold Eagle is produced in 4 different denominations or sizes. That's 1 ounce, a half ounce, a quarter ounce, and a 1/10 ounce. But importantly, the ratios of these coins do not remain constant, and we see a ton of variability depending on the year. For instance, in 1986, the very first year of Gold Eagle production, 600,000 half-ounce coins and 725,000 quarter-ounce coins were produced. Now, to get a sense of how many that is for fractional gold eagles, that is nearly 20% of all the half-ounces ever produced and 16% of all the quarter ounces ever produced. And because these were over a 36-year period, we would normally expect somewhere around 2.8% of any denomination to have been minted in any given year. But like in the case of the 1/10 ounce gold eagles in 1999, that was over 16% of the total 10th ouncers were produced in that year. And if you were to combine that with the 8% that were produced in 1998, that means that you have approximately a 1 in 4 chance of having a 1/10 ounce eagle from 1998 or 1999. And if you're curious about which years are most common for the 1 ounce American Gold Eagle, we're looking at 1986, 1998, 1999, and 2009. But let's go ahead and take a step back and answer the question, just how many American Gold Eagles for each denomination are currently in circulation? And the answer to that is 21 million 1 ounce gold eagles, 3 million half ouncers, just under 5 million quarter ouncers, and nearly 17 million 1/10 ounce coins. So that might be a surprise to you that approximately 46% of all the American Gold Eagle coins are actually in the 1 ounce, 37% of the coins are in the 10th ounce, and under 7% of those coins are half ouncers. So if you're ever wondering, why does the half ounce Gold Eagle carry such a high premium relative to these other fractional varieties? That's your answer, because they are indeed rarer than the other denominations. Now, another way to look at this is how much of the overall gold weight was actually incorporated into each size coin. And that one, predictably, is a lot higher for the 1 ounce gold eagles because, of course, they have 10 times more gold than the 1/10 ounce gold eagles. And in that case, we find that 83% of the gold weight was used to produce the 1 ounce gold eagles, whereas 6.5% of the gold weight was used to produce those 10th ounces. I understand maybe I'm more of a numbers guy than most people, but I love looking at charts like this. I love figuring out new, cool, fun, and interesting things. So if you do too, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button, like and comment on the channel, and let us know that you want to be a citizen of the Accumulation Nation as we grow the channel even bigger, even better. And thanks once again to all of you who submitted your comments confirming that Silver Forever is the best new channel, but only one of you won that first 100 gram Germanium Mint bar. Congratulations. I'm sending that bar to you. And if you want your chance to win an even bigger silver bar courtesy of Pimbex, make sure that you hit that subscribe and like button, because when we hit 5K, we're doing a whole nother giveaway, folks. So another fun exercise is to try to figure out which denomination coin is the rarest in each year. And the way that we're going to do that is by looking at the mintages and the minimum mintages and corresponding that with the year. And so what we find is with the 1 ounce gold eagle, the lowest mintage year was 2019 at 108,000 coins. The half ounce gold eagle, the lowest mintage, was 24,000 coins, and that occurred in 1991. Now for the 1/4 ounce coins, if you want the rarest quarter gold eagle, that's going to be the 34,000 mintage that happened in 2007. And oh yeah, the very rarest mintage for the 1/10 gold eagle was just under 160,000, which occurred in 1988. So make sure that you check your collections to see if you've got one of the rarer gold eagles in the bunch. And you know, if you look at my summary statistics at the bottom of this chart, you'll see that I have both the average and the median. And the reason is this: the average can be really impacted by the fact that some years are really high or really small in terms of mintages. So it can really have an outsized impact on the general trend that you might expect in the future. For that, I think median is generally a better metric. So let's go ahead and look at the median metrics to figure out what is a normal year in terms of American Gold Eagle production. And keep in mind, there might not be a normal year. I mean, just check out this chart right here. You can see that there are huge spikes, and they usually coincide with demand. Now, you know, of course, lately we've been having a lot of discussions in the community about whether the U.S. Mint is actually able to fulfill American demand for gold and silver eagles, but that's besides the point. Let's just say that there are typically spikes, and they do typically correspond with increased demand that, you know, tends to happen around times when people are a little less certain about their futures. Let's just say that. Looking at 1999 here with Y2K, maybe 2009 after the last economic crisis, and what's happened recently? Anyways. In the median year, the United States was producing just over 500,000 troy ounces in the form of gold eagles, and that represents over 800,000 coins. Now, 430,000 of those are going to be the 1 ounce gold eagles. Just under 300,000, those are going to be your 1/10ths. And yeah, the halves and the quarters are really coming in around 70,000 to 75,000 per year. So anyways, I think that this is just really fascinating information. It's really worth it to look at things like this sometimes and put it into perspective, especially being able to visualize it in a graph form, because you just never really can get a great handle on things when you're looking at these huge numbers. It really helps to have a great point of comparison, and so I'm happy to bring that to you today. I'd like to do more stuff like this in the future, but I don't know if it's really meant for a broad audience. So one thing that I'm considering is building a membership program where people who are actually interested in doing a deep dive on these data can come along for the ride. So let me know what you think about that. I don't want to make it without really providing value to the people who would take part. So let me know if you want to be a let's say an elite citizen of the Accumulation Nation, and if I should start channel memberships. In the meantime, if you're loving this kind of thing and you want to learn more about where to find the best prices on American Gold Eagles, well, check out the video I'm going to link at the end, because I did a real deep dive looking at premiums from the top 10 dealers on the internet. And if you want to find the best prices, make sure you check out sites like Find Bullion Prices, but also be aware not every bullion dealer is on there. So make sure that you check out other sites, like I'm thinking of Pimbex. I got a link in the description down below. And that is Silver Forever. Out. Oh no.